Developing story tonight, July complex grew about 8,000 acres overnight. The flames forcing several evacuation orders and advisories. The new ones tonight, an evacuation order for the Sawyers Bar, Eddy Gulch, and Little North Fork areas. An evacuation advisory has been issued for the Scott Valley, French Creek, and Sugar Creek areas. You can also find a full list of the evacuations on our website at ktvl.com. The Beaver Fire continues to grow. It's now more than 28,000 acres and is burning near some homes. So far, none have been destroyed. A mandatory evacuation order has been issued for Horse Creek, Middle Creek, Brown Bear, and Coal Creek. An advisory also in effect for Lumgray Creek to Doggett Creek. One neighbor says firefighters have been doing a good job and they're not planning on leaving.
I'm not going to leave. I send my other half to the shelter when it looks a little dicey. She's gone right now, so I'm going to stay and fight.
Firefighters were out making sure homes in the area were a priority as the fire flamed up near fire lines. Public information officers with the Beaver Fire say containment still just at 30%. Tonight we're bringing you total coverage of the Beaver Fire.
Crews say when fire shelters are deployed, it's a last resort for firefighters to stay alive. And that's exactly what happened Monday evening when 3 crew members on the line had to use fire shelters to protect themselves.
They saw a rapidly deteriorating situation and retreated to a place that they thought was the safest place they could be and subsequently deployed their fire shelters.
Corey Wilford is the public information officer for the Beaver Fire. He says he can't tell us exactly what triggered the shelter deployment, but he will say thunderstorms this week have kicked up flames and made fire behavior unpredictable.
When you force to deploy your shelter, the conditions that usually warrant that bring really strong winds. So you're in a really windy situation. It's hot. The visibility is really diminished due to the smoke in the area. You're getting ember brands flying around you. So there's a real scary environment that you're trying to deal with.
Willard spent a decade in fire camps and says everyone knows exactly what to do when a shelter is needed.
You open it up and it comes out this little package right here in this case. So it's essentially wrapped up in here. There's these 2 tabs, one on each side, the red. And it's just like a Ziploc bag. You just rip it open and the plastic on the outside falls off. And then you have the silver shelter inside that you have 2 handles. And you'll pull it out, shake it, and then lay down inside of it.
The shelters cost about $300 a piece and are made of reflective material designed to keep fire out while firefighters wait inside.
Crews say even in training, fire shelters are hot, uncomfortable, and even claustrophobic. And that's without the threat of imminent danger.
The protection devices are good for only one use. The 3 who had to open them up at the Beaver Fire have not been identified, and the work they were doing when they had to deploy shelters has also not been released.
Theirs are no good anymore, so they'll get a brand new shelter when they return to the line, if they do.
Covering your news in Siskiyou County, Caitlin Conrad, News 10.
About 1,400 people are working to get the Beaver Fire knocked out. You can get the latest evacuation notices and fire stats on our website. Go to ktvl.com and click on fire information at the top of the page.